Welcome back, everyone. This is the second episode of the Garden Party series from my home studio in Los Angeles, California. I'm Natalie, and you're watching abstract acrylic painting on my channel, The Art Empress. My approach to painting is intuitive and unplanned. But there is a plan for rearranging my studio first. I wanted to show you the painting from last week so you'll have a reference. Happy holidays and a happy new year to you. Actually, rearranging that felt so good. Freed up the whole other side of the room so I can stand back from the paintings. So next, some things have been added since last time. The little fluorescent pink circles on the bottom were bothering me, so I'm going to fix that. Starting with some light blue violet on my palette, I'm taking a minute to get into that quieted mind state that is so important when you're painting. I've noticed that I've been using a lot of circles, ovals, and swooshes in my last two paintings. I'm going to save this clover shape because I like it. In a few minutes, I'll be starting the next painting, and here's a preview. The beginning of a new painting is really the most fun part because there's just no pressure and you just play. I've added commentary in this video. I think it might make it more understandable what I'm doing. A lot of people were saying they like dimensionality because in certain areas, let's see, here, it looks like it's reflective, like it's painted on a mirror. And it's not, it's just the underpainting. This is really nice. I'm gonna save that. I probably won't paint over this one either. And that's all underpainting with an outline. And I like also this part. It has that see-through, the dimension effect. It is my painting, so I will do what it says and what I feel like. And I love it. Okay, enough of that. Sometimes you do have to be your own cheerleader. These empty tubs are great for mixing containers, so I've mixed some different fluorescents in here. Pearlescent white, interference blue, and titanium white. Also, there's a little teacup on its side, right there in that circle, if you see it. This color mixture is really lightening and brightening this area. And next I'm going to be painting out the light pink and the purple color to the left there to free up visual weight at the bottom. Please consider subscribing if you like this content. And I always appreciate a like or a comment. Thank you. I'm using a number 12 round brush, and it's really good size for a large painting. I'm painting out this purple because there's something wrong about the color. This shape that I'm outlining reminds me of the Jetsons for some reason. If you're from that era, you know the Jetsons. I prefer to paint on as large a canvas as I can get because it really gives you a lot of room to move around and explore. In a minute, I'm going to be turning the canvas upside down. So you really can't mess anything up. You can just repaint it, change your mind, and that's a great thing. Okay, so now I'm going to flip the painting so I can get a different perspective. Throughout the painting process, I'm always flipping the painting because when you're working abstract, it really does help keep it fresh, and you don't really know which is the top or bottom. It can be either or. It can also be vertical or horizontal, depending on which you like better. The size of this painting is 5 feet by 6 feet, so it's pretty big to flip by yourself. I'm using Fluorescent Red and making some flower petals on this yellow circle. All of the fluorescent colors I use are either Liquitex or golden. The fluorescent red is just the first pass for this flower. I'll come back later. This color is Prussian Blue, which has a warm tone. These oval shapes at the top are reminiscent of clouds to me after I put in the white. All of these circles in the painting reminded me of people's faces, like a group of different personalities. And then, of course, some flower motifs. And that's why I called it the garden party. I'm adding some fluorescent green for the petals, and I'm doing it directly from the tube because it's such a small tube of paint. The reason this color works so well is because there's a lot of fluorescent green throughout the rest of the painting. I got the idea to add a little tree up here because everybody needs a tree in their garden. So I'll add some details later. The little bulbs on top are the flowers. So in that way it's sort of like a folk art. Now I'm adding phthalo green around the peach shapes because I wanted more green in the painting, obviously, because it is about a garden. And phthalo green is a very deep green with a little blue in it. So we're beginning the second painting, and I've laid it in with a mixture of white house paint, also the pearlescent white and the interference blue and the fluorescent yellow, and it's a very subtle glow to it, and it's still wet. So I'm adding ultramarine blue from the bottle. This is a really messy procedure, but it's also like being a kid again with a brand new box of finger paints. I'm just moving the paint around on the canvas. I don't have a definite shape in mind. This brush is from Liquitex, and it's a beautiful blending brush. And I'm adding some more water to help with the paint flow. I squeezed some colors from the tube directly. The first one is Naples yellow, which is the warm yellow, and then also fluorescent yellow. I'm using a 4-inch house painting brush to spread the paint all over the canvas, and it works great because of the size and the thickness of it. And also a little more water thrown at it from my quart cup with my dirty brushes in it. Now I'm going to turn this painting, and since I'm impatient, it's still wet, but I'm used to it. I'm painting with a Weenie Roller, which is a lot of fun if you've never tried it. Just to blend all the colors together very smoothly, and it's really a satisfying experience. This is painting with a Weenie Roller. It is a very fun technique. I find it really relaxing. So watch and learn. If you've never tried painting with a Weenie Roller, I highly recommend it. It's very meditative. This is a wet on wet technique, and it's really blendable, and you end up making all kinds of different colors. As an underpainting, it's starting to resemble Monet with the colors and the glowing. And finally, here are some close-up details of the finished lay-in while it's still wet. So I'm going to try hanging the painting on the left onto the wall, and this is a blooper because, well, you'll see in a minute. What I discovered is the painting is warped. The frame of is so warped, about 5 inches. And I just got this canvas over the summer, so I don't know how that happened. But no worries, it will be fixed. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe.